do. It needs to be what Homer does. Everybody needs to do that and make it a community, because we are missing. There's a disconnect. There's a missing connection here. And when we talk about that type of stuff, when we talked about earlier about the fights that Homer was speaking of,
and we're going to get into it.
That's a disconnection.
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's one of the several hot topics we will get into in today's show. Security. We have two people that put on and are involved in a lot of events, and Homer Blow and Damian LZ, and the security at clubs and events. Like, what are the measures? How do we make sure that we are safe while we're trying to enjoy ourselves at these events? And Homer has a couple of instances over the Thanksgiving weekend where it wasn't as peaceful as it could have been, and it's and it's a trend that we don't want to see, and it's a trend that is going in the wrong direction. So we're going to get into that. Plus, Tyler Perry. He comes out with a bold statement that I believe has a lot of truth to it involving social media. We'll get into that in the second hour. But coming up after the break, 2 more Walgreens in Milwaukee is closing, leaving residents left looking for new pharmacies. I tell you what, that is something that I know is impacting at least a few people that are listening this morning, and we're going to get into that on the other side of the break. Homer Blow, Damian LZ in the building. Keep it locked right here on Truth Be Told with Telly.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Reproductive justice is a framework, it's a movement, it's a vision for reproductive freedom, it's a right to have a child, it's a right to not have children, and this next part is really as important as the other parts. It's the right to birth and parent our children with dignity, and the right to live and parent our children in safe and healthy environments. So reproductive justice understands the ability of any person to control their destiny is directly related to the conditions of their communities. It looks at the intersections of discrimination in social, political, and economic systems, and it sheds lights on the barriers that these systems produce. And then we, reproductive justice advocates, fight against the barriers that prevent Black people and other people of color from exercising their rights. That's reproductive justice.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
I'm Al Keith, CEO of Milwaukee College Prep. This Giving Tuesday helps shape the future of Milwaukee's youth. At MCP, we believe every child deserves access to a high-quality education, one that unlocks their potential, empowers their dreams, and creates leaders for tomorrow. Your donation supports the tools, resources, and opportunities that make this success possible. Join us in creating brighter futures for Milwaukee's youth by donating today. Visit mkeprep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Truth Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Okay, Kyle, what's this? What song is this? What's that?
I thought you was off air. This is Jacob Lattimore, the local kid.
Okay.
Jacob Lattimore, man. I see it. He's got several albums, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
No, I'm just saying, hit me up on some game. I just want to know what was going on, who he was.
Man.
Shout out to Jacob Lattimore and his whole family.
We always support local now.
Man, I gave him his first on-air interview, played his first songs.
Wow.
So, I'm embedded with Jacob Lattimore.
Yeah, get his
Shout
whole
out
family.
to Tish.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's
Laura.
up. Hey, we know that this is the giving season, and today is Giving Tuesday, and we have teamed up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. Milwaukee College Prep provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities, and 96% of their students go on to graduate from high school from high school time as compared to 65% of their peers from other Milwaukee schools. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. Give the gift of education right now by visiting MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate. That is MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate, and I will definitely make that announcement again in the second hour. Truth Be Told with Telly. We have Homer Blow and Damian LZ in the building, and
You can still say legendary. I know Dane was like,
you know what, my bad.
I want to get used to the legendary thing. He don't want to be regular with me.
You know what? I kind of like that.
He don't want to be regular with Damian Elsie. He want legendary before his name. Okay, Homer, we know.
Dave, I feel the same. I'm just telling, man.
Right. Okay, Homer, we know you legendary.
He said it.
We know.
He said it.
So you telling me I need to be more consistent in saying it every time I say your name.
That's part of what the problem is. People ain't consistent, but they gonna learn today.
Well, unfortunately, yesterday some Milwaukee residents learned that another Walgreens is closing. The sign on the front door of the Walgreens at 91st Street and Appleton Avenue was a shock to some, including Maybelle Burrell, who did an interview and said that she had no idea that it was going to close. And the sign read, "Store closing permanently December 3rd, 2024.
You mean the lack of cars and customers were enough to give a sign that maybe it ain't doing so well?
Wow. Well, again, 2 Walgreens are closing, and the shutdowns are part of a 1,200 set to close nationwide, announced by Walgreens in October. But for some reason, it just seems like it's affecting the black communities.
Yep.
These Walgreens aren't surviving in predominantly black communities. And we're going to get into that, but let's hear, courtesy of WISN, 2 more Walgreens are closing in the Milwaukee area.
Is shutting down tomorrow.
This is one of 2 pharmacies closing this week. Shoppers will see the doors closed at 91st and Appleton at that Walgreens tomorrow. That's where James Stratton is joining us live tonight. And James, customers have to now figure out where to go for their prescriptions.
They do, Deanna. Some planned ahead. Others found out by looking at the sign on the door. See it, store closing on the left side there. Expected to close tomorrow by 3 p.m. This location, 91st and Appleton, along with the other MLK and Hadley, 2 of 1,200 stores closing nationwide. A Walgreens spokesperson told 12 News last month the company is closing stores due to, quote, increased regulatory and reimbursement pressures weighing on the ability to cover costs. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland says he was told the 91st and Appleton location is closing because it's underperforming and because of theft. Those we spoke with today also mentioning theft and say they are sad to see their local pharmacy go.
That was James Stratton, courtesy of WISN. And when we were talking about this topic during our show prep, Homer went in.
Hashtag
Sorry,
detected.
the legendary Homer went in. So, again, like I said before that clip, and Damien, I know you were going to say something. You were going to make a point.
I was going to say that. You good.
Oh, okay. Like, here's the deal. We have to understand that there's a reason why these stores are closing in the locations they are closing in. And are we, as a black community, shooting ourselves in the foot?
Some of us are. Not all, but some of us.
So, Homer, please dive into why you think this is the problem, or what the problem really is.
Again, we talk about accountability. When you have some situations where parental supervision is not taking place, children, teens, Toys R Us adults, which mean that they grown, but they still acting like they a kid. They still doing childish things. So the drug problem that is going on, it's not just in our community, but again, we see a lot of the pharmacies being held up. And again, that's a big issue. They're losing a lot of money that way. The theft theory or mentality of a lot of people that instead of working for it to try to get or buy this, they are going in there and looking at, we all got insurance, so we ain't got to worry about it. And it is really it's hurting our community. Like, I look at some of the Walmarts that have closed. I look at some of the other businesses. Man. I remember when we had a Starbucks in Midtown, and the reason that they said they closed it is, again, because they were being robbed all the time. And there were young black men and women and teens that were working there that now have to deal with all of this mental trauma of having guns put into their face. And then you have, what limitations can your security do with the retail theft that is going on? Mm-hmm. Do they go outside and do this, or do they go outside and do that? So it's a lot of people that are not taking self-accountability for themselves, as well as a lot of PWKs, people with kids, that are not giving a damn because they also going in there stealing.
Yeah, and to add on to that, having a daughter, two daughters, one of working age, that was one of the many things that I considered. Like, when you get your first job, I'm not about to have you go to a fast food restaurant and they robbing it, or you go to a Walmart, like for real, like, because like you said, the PTSD, we don't know how long that lasts, and you could just be traumatized for a really long time. Dan hit us up on our True Talking text line and said that many people are stealing from Walgreens. I don't believe it.
I'm with
Dan.
You.
Believe it.
Yeah, listen. Let me tell you something.
We tell you the truth.
Have y'all been to Walgreens lately?
I have.
I know where you going.
If you can steal from Walgreens, the way they got everything locked up, you need to work for the CIA. You need to work for some type of clandestine organization if you are able to steal from Walgreens. Because have you seen what you gonna steal? Some candy?
No. What you have to understand is where I'm going with how deep this goes.
Listen, Homer, I hear what you're saying. Let me talk. I hear what you're saying, but I disagree.
Okay.
I think a lot of times these corporations say stealing and all of this stuff is so prevalent in our areas that they got to close these stores down. When the truth of the matter is, these corporations are losing money across the board because the services they provide are no longer needed as much as they were once needed. A lot of times people get prescriptions you can get prescriptions sent in the mail. You can get all of this stuff that you're doing in the mail. Open box retail stores are going the way of the dinosaur across the country. So when they have to start shrinking, the first place they're going to shrink is in the black neighborhoods and the Latino neighborhoods, because they've shrunk in the Latino neighborhoods. This is the third Walgreens that is closed. They closed one on the near south side, and then they closed these two here in these neighborhoods. We have to realize that a lot of times it's not, they put it on us, and I'm not saying that we aren't stealing, but if you look at the crime numbers, the theft that we do is equal to the same theft that they do in their areas. So I'm not, let me finish, Homer. I'm not buying into the fact that our criminality level is so high that these stores, it's not, that these stores can't operate. If you know these numbers, white folks steal more than black folks. White folks are poor more than black folks. So they poor and not stealing? No, they're poor and stealing too. So why aren't they closing the stores in these white areas, in Oconomowoc, in Sussex, in areas like that? They are doing the same theft that we are doing. But see, they use us as an excuse to say we're closing the store down and it's your fault.
Yeah, not to the degree. Not to the degree. One, no, it's not. It's not, because I research a lot of this stuff.
Homer,
trust and believe me that I do.
I do it
and it's the people. It's some of the people that look like us that take their keys and unlock. They are the ones. When I looked at the statistics of the Walmarts and all of those places that ended up closing, these people that worked there ended up taking TVs and all kind of stuff and putting them in a dumpster. So when you got people that are supposed to be there to help the store or the company, and they also participating in the foolishness of theft. They're stealing themselves.
So are you saying that theft is not taking place in,
I ain't saying that it don't take. I don't say that it don't take place other places.
Then why
but
aren't
I'm
they
saying we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
I understand.
The same reason that our ICE.
Why do we have to be perfect in order to maintain our businesses?
We don't have to be.
So it seems to me that when they close down stuff in the black neighborhoods, they always say, "Oh, the crime and this, that, and the other." When the actual numbers show crime is down. The crime is down in the 15th district.
Well, let me interject. Let me make sure Truth Nation can get in here. 833-212-1017. Let us know what you think about these two Walgreens closing. And before I let you guys continue, I just want to throw this in there. And Dame, I feel you, like when you go in these Walgreens, everything is locked up. Like everything besides chips and juice.
Right.
And but the one thing that I think we're not focusing on is the fact that there are a lot of people that depend on these Walgreens for their medicine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Not about the food or the things that are being, stolen, quote unquote. What about the service that you are there to provide in the first place? And that is a pharmacy. So you have these older people in these black communities that may not have the transportation to get across town to get their medicine, where they could go around the corner and get it. So what about them? Again, 833-212-1017. We're going to go ahead and step aside and let Homer and Damien take a blow, but when we come back, we're going to get right back into it. Keep it locked right here on Truth Be Told with Telly.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a back seat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I want to stress the importance of a positive mindset. Everything begins as a thought before it ever becomes an action. So it's extremely important to purposely place yourself in positive spaces to help shape and nurture those thoughts. I know you're probably thinking, okay, Telly, let's be realistic. Look, I get it. You may work with people with bad energy, or you may even be related to people who are negative by nature. In this journey called life, there will be many things that come your way that's out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond. Understand this. You have the right to either tap in or tap out of whatever energy that may come your way. And that's how you can control and protect your positive spaces. The mind is where it all starts. And if your thoughts are centered around positivity, you'll see how things begin to transform. You'll see a noticeable difference between things happening for you versus things always happening to you. You begin to grow through situations as opposed to just going through tough situations. Make it a priority to surround yourself with positive people and create those positive spaces and begin to experience the fruits of what a positive mindset can produce. Trust me, it takes work to creating these spaces, and you have to be intentional about it. And I'm committed to putting in the work because I'm living proof that it's well worth the peace a positive mindset brings.
This has been
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We've got some backups along southbound 41 right now from Silver Spring down past Hampton. Eastbound 94 backing up a bit from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's a little bit tight heading through the Stadium as well. We've got some backups on the Rock Freeway heading northbound from the county line all the way through the Hale interchange onto 894 northbound. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy with a high of 33. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Evening flurries to the north, getting windy, a low of 27. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Truth Be Told with Telly, Homer, Blow, Damian LZ in the building. We've been talking about the latest two Walgreens that will be shutting down in Milwaukee effective today. One is on 91st Street in Appleton, and the other one, Damien, did you say that was the South Side that they?
No, the other one that's closing today is on MLK.
MLK, that's right.
There was one earlier in the year that closed on the South Side.
Yes, so the Walgreens at MLK Junior Drive and Hadley Street is expected to close Thursday. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to mention the Hampton one.
Yeah,
that one on Hampton. It's been closed.
Well, that's
Hopkins and Hamptons.
Well, yeah, we've had one closed. We had one closed on North. That it was one on the upper side of North
on Capitol Drive,
and it was closed years ago since we've been in office. The one on 27th has been threatening to be closing, so we've been working with them to stay open. So it's gonna get worse.
Yes. So
27th and National.
Yeah,
that one.
That's the one that closed on 27th and National.
We are getting a lot of smoke on our talking text line. Hit us up, Truth Nation 833-212-1017. You can always stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Chauncey has weighed in and said, "Yep, store on Appleton, no surprise. Just 2 months ago, I stopped in there to grab some Gatorade and almost got ran over from a dude running out of there with a whole cash register." The store staff uttered that he was a regular in all the Walgreens stores in the hood.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Dan says that part, Dame, hit it right on the nose. They just using us as escape goats. I think that's what he was trying to say. The caller also said, "Awesome take, brother Dame. Criminality is not only in the black community, it does take place just as much at stores in white communities."
Mm-hmm. And so when you losing money across the board, it's easier, and Homer and I was discussing this in the break. The conversation continued, y'all. Y'all missed some great stuff. We're gonna try to.
Oh, it's gonna keep going.
We're gonna try to recreate it, but me and Homer talk. That's my man.
Yes, sir.
And so,
yes, sir.
The issue we have is that in the black community, if you're having these criminal, they they use the stereotypes of what's going on in the black community as a way to slide out, and then people aren't as upset when they slide out because we're going to believe that, okay, the criminal issue is a part of what we deal with on a daily basis, so of course it's affecting the Walgreens. But that's happening across the country. Criminal activities is happening across the country in every community in this country. The meth, like Homer was saying, you got meth heads in middle America that are doing the same stuff that this brother was doing, walking out with cash registers. It's going on all over the country. So to say that it's just happening here and that's the reason that we're closing is ridiculous. And another issue that we were talking about is because we are black, we have to work twice as hard to gain things, but we also have to be twice as diligent to not give them a reason to close our stuff. And I agree with Homer with that. I'll let Homer speak on that. But
because again, we have someone who will be inaugurated that has 34 felonies. We can get turned down for a job for having one. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about why is that, I mean, that is the gazillion-dollar question. But again, one person's ice being colder than the other. So my thing is, when we know that this is how the system operates, when we know that we have not came together as a collective, as a group of people to fight these things, we got silos of people that come together and say, you know what, let's do this, let's do that. And it goes back to, as I quoted before in the self-destruction song, they call us animals. I don't agree with them. Wrong is what I'm proving them, but right is what you proving them. So we give them just enough information. We give them just enough trauma and bull that, yeah, we gonna close this club down. Yeah, it was a mass shooting at that club, and they don't get closed down. Yeah, they were selling cocaine out of that club, but it don't get closed down. But if we get any of those things that happen in a black-owned establishment, shut them down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't get a second or a third chance.
When we got people that work at these pharmacies, we know, and Dane, where you're going, and where Telly and myself, we all know the deeper part of it. Yeah, I'm not ignorant to that, but what I'm saying is we are not helping by the amount of where the security guard don't even chase nobody no more. The people that work there will tell you they come in here stealing, like the person said, it's a regular occasion.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's a regular.
Yeah.
She's a regular.
So before the break, I was referencing what about the people that need their medicine and not necessarily the other products inside Walgreens. Gwendolyn hit us up on our YouTube message board and said, Walgreens has a pharmacy-only location on East Capitol. Why can't they do that to all the stores if that's the case?
Absolutely.
That's a really good question.
Now, see,
and then she said at least people can still get their medications.
If they cared,
exactly,
they would do that.
Right.
Because that's the most essential thing that Walgreens does. Everything else,
you can get from somewhere else.
It's auxiliary. You can get that from the corner store. You get that. But they really cared about the communities that these stores are in, and if the stealing is, you can't steal from a pharmacy.
Right.
Then they
rob pharmacies all the time.
I'm saying the people that.
But everything that's locked up.
I'm saying the people that, like, we're talking about internal theft and all of that stuff. It would be much more difficult to rob a pharmacy than it is to rob a Walgreens, regardless. But then the theft ain't really, you ain't losing nothing because you're not paying for these drugs to come in. You're not doing all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
This is.
So if it's really about making money and you want to have these people be served, and you hear the cries of the people about the pharmacies, I didn't even know that was an option, that you could have a pharmacy only and just have a Walgreens that's just serving, just doing the pharmacy.
Apparently there's one on East Capitol.
Why don't they do that?
Hey, well, we're going to find out something I think a little more interesting because we have Al on the line. Al, you on Truth Be Told with Telly. Good morning.
Good morning. First thing I want to say is this is the one thing. We can't keep this in-house, and sometimes felons going to have to be hurt. It has never affected black people because it was never the black people doing the ignorance. It's always been them ninjas. I'm going to say ninjas, okay? So we can't sit here and act like it doesn't exist from the Walgreens to our neighborhoods. It's never been the black people. It's the ninjas who go in there. See, ninjas don't care about tearing down their neighborhood. That's why we don't have anything. That's why a lot of the black people feel like they stuck when you see the devastation. And when them ninjas go in there still, some of them be in there with their mammy and pappy who can lay up there, screw and moan all night. All right, but they can't get out there and use their mouth to get some money to pay their energies bill. You got 10 people sitting on welfare, and you got all this stuff going on. So we can't sit here and act like this stuff don't exist, because what had happened is it is affecting the black people. Ninjas don't care. That's why we in the predicament. But we need to be loud and proud and just go on and say it, because keeping it in house is not gonna get out. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And I love where I live, but sometimes when I get up, I don't want to see no ninjas. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, ignorance. Sometimes I don't want to deal with it. And when I go to Walgreens, I drive way out and don't nothing be locked up. So I'm just keeping it 100. But we got to be honest.
Yeah.
With us. And that's all I'm going to say.
Al,
have a good day.
Don't hang up, Al.
What's up?
You get your battery fixed yesterday?
I sure did. It was fixed within an hour. Oh, you know I got fast. I move and groove very fast.
No, real talk, Al. We was making sure, because it was cold yesterday, and we was in here like, make sure Al get his stuff fixed, and we was worried. So, if you ever you call us.
Well, look, it's 2 things I know how to do. I keep a rusty butcher knife, because, if you cut somebody, you get gangrene, and I know how to hit. Trust me, I know how to move and groove. Have a good one.
You've used the opinions expressed by
gangrene. I heard that in a minute. I think in so many words. Al said exactly what Homer said. Yeah. Can't do it in silos. We need to come together.
Al is one of them.
Between the black people and the ninjas, just don't be in silos, right?
Right. Yep.
Miriam hit us up on our YouTube message board and says, now compare how much theft compared to the profit they have been making. That is the research that needs to be done, because even their employees can tell you the real reason.
They got insurance. I'm not saying it makes your insurance go up. Obviously, they do have to do business in areas where, but that's the same thing we had to deal with redlining and all of that other stuff was the insurance, and that was what that was, is having to pay higher insurance rates, and because they said the crime was worse in certain zip codes and certain areas and this, that, and the other, and so now you got to pay all this money on insurance. I'm assuming these stores are having to pay a grip on insurance, but that's the insurance companies just making a whole bunch of money. That's why certain gas stations, the gas is $3.80, and you go 6 blocks away, and it's only $2.99 or something. Yeah. And then I've asked them, why is your gas so expensive? Well, I have to offset insurance costs and stuff. I'm not going to use the accent that I would use if it went on the air, but I have to offset the insurance costs and stuff like that, right? So.
Just say buddy whenever you want to say it.
I just think we as a black community, and I agree with Homer, we have to take a more responsibility. We aren't alleviated of having to be responsible for what's going on. We allow them to put us in this situation. Like when I was young, my mama would tell me, you get in trouble in the classroom, but what you did was minor, and then when you leave, you slam the door. And now you're in more trouble. And now you've given them a reason to make it. It's no longer about whatever it was. It's something else. And we do that to ourselves. Whereas we can defend it, we can fight it and say they're doing this, but we also have to be the ones to stop doing the stuff that is they're using as a key. But I'm not allowing them to use that as an excuse to. I agree with Homer saying, but I'm not allowing them to just use that as an excuse for why they're just closing these stores.
Yeah, well, the caller hit us up and said the post office does deliver medication, as Dame said. All facts. Good riddance to Walgreens. They can't compete with Walmart or Dollar Tree for the exact items. They practice price gouging. Well, again, when it comes to medication, like, in my opinion, do we really want to rely on the post office? Stuff happens to the post office all the time. Yeah. And if there's a delay and there's medication that I need,
I want to go get my stuff.
Exactly. And it's a shame that you got to go way across town, like Al said, where the stuff isn't locked up.
Yeah. I go all the way out to Cold Spring. And the reason I go out to Cold Spring is not because stuff is free and stuff is locked up. It's because I got tired of getting treated terrible at the pharmacy counter. I would go to the one on 35th in Wisconsin, and it'd be, by the time I get there, and I don't blame them. The workers, they dealing with a lot. It's 35th in Wisconsin. You got the vet center across the street. It's in the middle. They dealing with a lot. I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving you my money for you to treat me badly. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Feel that.
So I go out to Cold Spring, and they, hey, Mr. LZ, here's your prescription and this, that, and other. And if I do get treated badly out there, I'm like, are you okay, sister?
Yeah.
Because you work out here, right? So you don't have no excuse to be acting
You work out here because you want to get away from that.
Right. So are you okay? Something must be really going on.
Okay.
For you to treat me this way.
There's a method behind it.
I drive to different Walmarts because I just don't feel safe or comfortable with the ones that are in my community.
I don't want to have to deal with
that baby daddy, baby mama issues. Employees fighting each other.
I don't want to deal with it.
So, Homer, it goes back to basically what you were saying at first. A lot of the accountability comes back to us. Because if we are taking care of this, if we are providing the customer service and everything that is needed, where you don't have to go to those other communities to get it, because like you just said, you like going way out there just because they say, hey, Mr. LZ.
Yeah. And it started though because I'm staunch black. So it started only because the medication I needed, they didn't have, for some reason they didn't have in none of, I called around, they didn't have in none of the inner city stores, but they had them at this store. So I was like, okay, I'll switch it out there. So I just started going out there. And now people are like, why do you go out? Because I like it now. because my eyes have been open.
It's fast food restaurants that you can go out to certain communities
and it's different.
Get greeted with, hi, how can I take your order? Instead of somebody standing in the drive-through window
and just
doing
looking
the
at
Indian pat, talking about, may I help you?
Yeah.
What you want? Hold on, somebody here.
All right. Hey, we have to step aside, but Ron, we see you. We are going to get to you. Ron from the South Side, he wants to chime in on our topic. 2 more closings of Walgreens in the Milwaukee area. We want to hear from you, Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. More after the break.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube every day from 1 to 4. I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Reproductive justice, it's a framework, it's a movement, it's a vision for reproductive freedom, it's a right to have a child, it's a right to not have children, and this next part is really as important as the other parts. It's the right to birth and parent our children with dignity, and the right to live and parent our children in safe and healthy environments. So reproductive justice understands the ability of any person to control their destiny is directly related to the conditions of their communities. It looks at the intersections of discrimination in social, political, and economic systems, and it sheds lights on the barriers that these systems produce. And then we, reproductive justice advocates, fight against the barriers that prevent Black people and other people of color from exercising their rights. That's reproductive justice.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Al Keith, CEO of Milwaukee College Prep. This Giving Tuesday, help shape the future of Milwaukee's youth. At MCP, we believe every child deserves access to a high-quality education, one that unlocks their potential, empowers their dreams, and creates leaders for tomorrow. Your donation supports the tools, resources, and opportunities that make this success possible. Join us in creating brighter futures for Milwaukee's youth by donating today. Visit mkeprep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I knew that this would affect. What did I start to show off by saying? I know at least a couple of people would be affected by these Walgreens. And Truth Nation, we appreciate your engagement. Continue to hit us up, 833-212-1017. And again, you can always stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Ron from the South Side, thank you for your patience. Good morning. Welcome to Truth Be Told with Telly.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. How y'all doing today?
All right, brother.
Sounds good. Y'all making it hard for me to pick a side on this because you're both making good points. Let's talk about Homer and Dame. One of these kids are doing their own thing, though. Dame, I understand where you're saying that the Walgreens and some of these Walmarts are closing and they're trying to pretty much put it on us when you got most still in on the south side. I know the Walgreens on National, or 27 National, that was about to close too. But the shock for me was when I first started seeing them lock stuff up. The Walmart on East Capitol, I went down there because we do get this changed around this time of year for Christmas and all that. I went down there to get me some deodorant and shampoo and that, and then I went around the corner to get it, and a young lady had to come and unlock the stuff. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So when I go to the south side in the deep part of the stop, not just right on the north side, not by the bridge, stuff is not locked up. So I was like, why is it not locked up over here, but it's locked up over there? And it's the stealing. It was the stealing. Another thing I noticed too, in Milwaukee, I don't know, you tell me, do you guys know if there's a Quick Trip gas station over there besides the one off 100-something in Capitol? Because
nope, that's it.
If you ever been in the Quick Trip, man, the Quick Trip's gas stations is like they're like top shelf. But in Milwaukee, you get the little, crappy gas stations. I just want to say. So I mean, I'm just seeing the difference between the north and the south side, and if they're blaming the thievery, and if it's just to put stuff on black people, or if it's really happening. Homer said, yeah, let's be real, it is happening. Damon saying, I think they're just throwing it us because we're black. I mean, I'm kind of up in the air about the choice of what I agree with. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate your call, Ron. That's the part that we love, that you have a platform where you don't have to agree with everything we say, or you can agree to disagree. But I think that both Homer and Dame have really brought up some great points that make you really think about, okay, what is the real problem? Because unless we get to the root of the problem, it's going to continue to affect our communities when it comes to these Walgreens shutdowns. But now, Truth Nation, is your chance to be our one call. That's all Gruber 5K giveaway entry for the day. Yes, you can be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 7 right now at 833-212-1017, and you will be entered in to win the $5,000 giveaway with the award-winning 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Again, that is caller number 7 at 833-212-1017. Remember, if you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. Bobby, Black Conscious, we see you. We're going to get to you on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here on Truth Be Told with Telly. Hour number 2 coming up after this.
Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you tired of yo-yo dieting? This is Dr. Williams, Chief Scientific Officer at Invite Health, and we hear from people every day struggling to lose weight. We know that our powerful blend of clinically studied nutrients and probiotic HX Weight can help. Probiotic HX Weight is your best tool to target that stubborn belly fat and get the results you've been wanting. In a 12-week study, Bifidobacterium breve B3, a powerful probiotic, along with Bergason FF, a blend of artichoke and bergamot extract, were shown to significantly drop body fat. Order Probiotic HX Weight today and receive a second bottle free. That's right, call now to order Probiotic HX Weight today and get a second bottle free. 800-784-1987. That's 800-784-1987. Call now for Probiotic HX Weight and get a second bottle free. Includes free shipping and a bonus bottle of vitamin C. Call now, 800-784-1987. That's 800-784-1987.
Truth Nation, let us take a second to brag for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like President Joe Biden.
Black child poverty was cut in half in 2021. We built black wealth, 15 million jobs nationwide, more than 2.5 million for black Americans. Black wealth is up 60% since the pandemic.
Former President Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump.
Guys, we almost had a former president and very likely future president assassinated on live TV. Like, you know what that would have done for this country? You know what that would have made our country look like? We would look like a banana republic.
And Brewers all-star and former National League MVP Christian Yelich.
Listen, you already know.
Yeah, we got we were just in LA, so we heard our fair share of Kendrick out there in LA. Dodger Stadium is one of the best sound systems in baseball too.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app, listening live on 1017thetruth.com, and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA.
Truth Nation, good morning, good morning. Welcome to hour number 2 of Truth Be Told with Telly. We have Homer Blow and Damian LZ in the building, and today is Giving Tuesday, and we have teamed up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. Milwaukee College Prep provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities, and 96% of their students go on to graduate from high school in time, as compared to 65% of peers from other Milwaukee schools. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. Give the gift of education right now by visiting MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate. That is MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate. And we were talking about speaking of underserved communities, and Walgreens continues their nationwide cuts. They are going to eliminate 1,200 stores nationwide, but it seems like the early cuts are coming and being centered around the Milwaukee inner city areas. And Bobby, you have been patient. We appreciate you calling in. You are on Truth Be Told with Telly, with Homer Blow and Damian LZ in the building. What's your question or comment?
Hey, what's up, brothers?
What up, brother?
Homer, Damian. Dave, this Bobby that works for Midwest Side Partners.
What's happening, Bobby?
Man, hey, man, I'm doing good. I spent 22 years community organizing in various Milwaukee communities, and I've been in license hearing, as you know, D. I've been closed down some of these establishments because they just wouldn't do the right thing when it comes to personnel management or investments into the physical building itself. But one of the things that Al touched on, man, that, after 22 years, I have to say, man, that ninja mentality, it permeates through the community, and it hides amongst black people. That's real black people, man. Now, as you guys stated, y'all go outside of the community to get your services, man. So do I. I'm a property owner, a family man, a husband, and man. But I can't deal with some of the things that happen in places that's close to where I live. So, D, my question is this, man. I know you work in politics, and you're doing a hell of a job. I know y'all hard in the right place, but man, I think that ninja mentality is the code and not a symptom. With everything rising as far as, being a homeowner in the city of Milwaukee, what is to stop good black people from just saying, you know what, since I work in Oak Creek, I'm going to move to Oak Creek. Yes, things is higher, but the pleasantries are there. I know what I'm paying for.
Convenience.
So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to listen to y'all, brothers. And this is reminding me of the old morning, the Man Show, man. Listening to y'all brothers talk like this.
Appreciate it, Bobby. So, Dame, go ahead.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
Shout out to my man Bobby, who is one of the greatest community organizers we ever had in the 15th district, and has always put the people first. And so, shout out to Bobby. I don't know how to answer that question. What do you tell people? How do you tell people we need you to stay within the city limits and we don't need you to move when things like this are happening? You have to look at it, I guess, from a historical standpoint. That's what I always base my decisions on, and a lot of times is on a historical. I chose to stay within the city of Milwaukee. I chose to stay in the heart of the city because I understood that historically in black communities, we as those beacons of light, or whatever you want to call us, in Homer's case, he's a legend, those legendary people like that, we want to stay in the community because we want those under us, and not under us, but, those ninjas, to see the other side, to see that black man that is taking care of his business, to see that black man that is raising his family, to see that black man that can stand on his porch, drink his coffee, and be like, y'all brothers need to stop that down there, and they listen. We had that coming up. It's gone now because of the reason we have that. We have that access to go. Those that have the means, we have the access to move to Mequon. We have that access to move to different parts of the community and take that away, and just leaving the mutated ones as
well. Here is the thing with that too. You're hearing today, Truth Nation, that you can stay in your community. You just can go elsewhere and get your stuff. Right. And but Creation Muse hit us up on our YouTube message board, and this is. I'm speechless. This has got to be the quote of the day, and that is, what do you do in a world where the heroes are arrested and the criminals are respected?
Mutation, man.
Golly.
That's deep.
You know what? I'm not going to try to follow that up. We're going to have Black Conscious do it. Black Conscious, you are on Truth Be Told with Telly. Good morning. What's your question or comment?
You call a devil a liar and call him by his name and keep God first. Knowledge yourself in good health because I'm blacker than black because I'm black, y'all. Love. What to do, my brothers?
Bless, bro. How you doing, man?
All right, so listen. This brother said something a while back that irritates me too, but it's all by design. It's all by design. We're no longer dealing with just food desert. We're becoming a desert of needs, period. This is where we step in, black entrepreneurs, those that desire to have businesses.
Absolutely.
Focus on your people. They have the need. So we don't need to have a Walmart. We can have a Walt Williams. We can go in there and take that building that already got the stuff in there, because that's one thing they don't do. We can go in there, paint the walls. We have black carpenters who can go in there and rearrange it to whatever design you want. Take a leap in faith. Green, hey, money is green. We spend money. Give us a reason to stay in our neighborhood and not believe the hype.
I think that's the key thing you just said right there. Give us a reason. When you don't give us a reason to stay in our community, we're going to go outside of the community.
He's absolutely
We all
right.
fall short to the story that everything is better on the other side of the fence. Until you find out that's all artificial crap. It's all made up, and what you had was even more valuable. They're trying to get you out of here. Gentrification. Get those pieces in areas that are target and are valuable, and let's buy back and get back on our own stuff. We don't need them to have a Walmart. These Walgreens locking up drawers, locking up deodorant. Man, they ain't buying no deodorants. You have smelled some of our young people around here lately? Have you smelled? Listen, they ain't stealing mouthwash. Man, ain't nobody, man, come on. That was old hustle. Now, I see if it was a shelf full of Jerry Curl juice back in the days, but here's the flip side. They got insurance. They get paid for that. There's insurance that come along with that they write off of that. Pink toes steal just as much as we do. They're not all out there bountiful and plentiful. Stop believing the hypes, my brother. Love and live righteous, Milwaukee.
Appreciate it, Black Conscious.
I agree with Black Conscious. Let's be honest. What if, and this is just a theory. Sometimes I let my mind drift. What if all of this, the theft prevention stuff that they were doing in these black areas and these brown areas were to set the tone for the eventuality of them closing them down? It's okay, y'all are stealing, so we got to lock everything up. So for 5 years, everything's locked up, and now we got to close it down. We just can't do it anymore. We got to close it down.
Oh, was it a part of the ultimate plan? Yeah. Probably. I mean, because every business is about what? Making money. Yeah. And if there's something that's going to stop them from making money, it's time to find something else to do.
Because you have to realize they can see the writing on the wall, like as we can see. Amazon Prime is killing, making everything over the internet is winning. Yeah. So the retail stores are going the way, like I said, they're going the way of the dinosaur. People like us still want to go and do it, but the next generation, they get all their stuff off the internet.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's think about another sad reality when I talk about the things that are going on and the theft and all of that. I can go to a gas station that is in Germantown, and guess what? They don't have any bulletproof glass up.
Oh no!
You can shop freely. You know what I mean? But any gas station that serves a impoverished community, you gonna have to go through things. They gonna have to. You feel like a bank that they let the drawer out and then you put your stuff in. Then they pull the drawer closed. Like that is the sad reality of people that we know that have worked in these industries. Like even when you hear about some of the violence that's happening at some of these convenience stores and these gas stations and whatnot, it's usually people trying to figure out how they're going to deal with the theft prevention and all of that, and they taking it to an extreme. But it's the gas station on, I believe, Houghton, Dame, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were on like Channel 4, and this man has been begging for help, and these youth come in there every day and they terrorize.
I saw that. Yes,
man. So it's things like that, and I'm knowing that he got high 4K cameras. So some of these parents or guardians of these teens gotta know, oh, that's my son, oh, that's my cousin, because when they want to act like they don't know, let that person end up losing their life. Then they gonna be all on TV. They had to kill my baby. My baby was now you know who he is. Now you know who she is.
And another thing too, Homer, when you were talking about the bulletproof vest, the bulletproof glass. I'm sorry. people don't understand, and people outside of the black community don't understand how that even just makes you feel subconsciously. I'll be honest, but I'm from East St. Louis, which is the hood. If you've ever been to East St. Louis, my wife is from East St. Louis. We met in high school, been dating since high school. And there are certain places that she just won't go because she'll be like, oh, they got that bulletproof glass. Man, I ain't going up in there. That ain't safe. And so just the feeling of that glass, it's not just, it's about protecting them. It's the feeling that I have because I ain't done nothing wrong. Right. Why do I have to come in here and feel like everybody else? I don't know. But we got, wait a minute, before we do, Homer, we got Winky Blue on the line. Okay. Winky, what is your comment on this subject?
Well, I'll be totally honest with you, my man. This is a very rough topic. I've been listening to people all across the country talk about Walmart and how we should boycott Walmart. What we're suffering from, man, is some of the George Floyd's aftermath. It's still abrupt. It's still going on. And some people don't realize that was just a movement. And it has become, for some people, a way of life. I mean, they secure in just taking things, because, the riot, the aftermath, the fallout of that riot is still in effect. But we have to be careful, man, when we start picking on places like Walmart and Walgreens, because they do employ people in our community. And what we're doing, especially with Walmart, they call themselves protesting Walmart during Black Friday. I understand that Walmart's got some problems, but at the same time, Walmart is one of our biggest employers in the cities around this country, and Walgreens has its share too in employing black folk. So we have to be careful, because when those people pick up and move around, it leaves so many unemployed, and that takes you back to what you're talking about, people with guns, people with pistols. It becomes unsafe because we're going to figure out a way to survive. I'm against them constantly raising the price on cigarettes. Cigarettes is a very addictive habit, man, and people will wake up and go find a square in the morning. They don't wake up and say, I don't think I'm going to go knock something and give me a pack of squares. They wake up and say, I need some money. But the first stop that they make after knocking something or coming up with some bread is what? A pack of squares.
Thank you, Winky. We were kind of getting off a little subject there with the squares, but we appreciate it. And again, this is a conversation that will continue, because I have a strong feeling that this will not be the last Walgreens that's going to close in the near future here in the city of Milwaukee. And a lot of it, as we've been talking about, has to do with theft and security. And speaking of security, again, we started the show by telling you some of the topics that we are going to cover, and one that impacts two of the gentlemen that are in this studio greatly, that being Homer Blow and Damian LZ, people that put on events and are part of events a lot often, more often than I am, I'll just say that. But and the question now is, what is the role of security at clubs and events, especially with fights and brawls taking place at establishments and events over the Thanksgiving weekend? One of them was a huge event, and August hit us up on our YouTube message board earlier in the show and asked that he said they were acting like some hyenas at the Black Affair. So we're going to dive into that on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here on Truth Be Told with Telly.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
At Old National Bank, they know there is nothing small about keeping up a small business. And that is exactly why they have developed their Empowerment Loan Program to help give people of color and women-owned businesses equal access to funds up to $5 million. This substantial commitment shows that Old National Bank truly believes that every small business deserves the opportunity to change their community in a big way. Learn more today by visiting oldnational.com/empowerment loan. Old National Bank, get old. All loans are subject to credit approval. Minimum loan amount $25,000. Additional program qualifications or restrictions may apply. For full details, contact an Old National small business banker.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
People will tell you that race is a social construct and that there's no biological reality that distinguishes between a white individual and a black individual. So what does that mean if there are these quote-unquote disparities, right? It means that the way we move through a society is markedly different, right? And that the experience that we have has biological consequences. Is when you're in a society where people are constantly discriminating against a certain group, denying access, don't have control over the institutions that govern our lives. All of those things create a biological reality and a response, whether it's a stress hormone or a fear or something that could be passed on, what we call epigenetics, which means what my mother or my grandmother experienced had an effect on what formed me in my responses to those stressors. That's how we can be two individual people with very little difference, but have totally, vastly different experiences as we move through our reproductive health.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at weenergies.com.
We Energies. People you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
Whether you're dropping your kids off to school or driving to see the in-laws, don't let your car care take a back seat this busy holiday season. Protect your car against salt, rust, and grime at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with state-of-the-art tunnels, free vacuums, and more. Try their new state-of-the-art T2 with graphene wash for the longest-lasting mirror-like shine. Your first wash is free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com.
Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The real Miami, the MIA, this is where we hustle. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Oh, man. Great comeback song, Kyle. Because we are going to dive into some of the things that happened that...
But if he's doing it, he got to stop it right now. Okay, never mind. Inside.
He's playing the clean version.
Snippet. No, I'm saying snippet.
Snippet. Homer got jokes.
No, they are... They're talking about some of the details of the all-black affair that took place over Thanksgiving weekend.
They got a little snippet.
According to some.
I seen the video.
Yeah. Well, according to you now.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so we're not going to get into the details of it. Because we don't know what's going on or what can be talked about and what can't be talked about. But what we can talk about is a serious question, because what is the role of security at clubs and events? Because it was this summer when we saw a black man killed in front of a hotel off of security guys, and people were trying to figure out, okay, well, we know common sense tell you when to stop, but a lot of times you'll have, and I can't say this, and Homer, you put it out there quite well during the break, is that you will have a big event that is taking place where you have famous people that are coming to perform and all of this, and you'll get more views off of off a fight or something like that as opposed to the actual event. And I know over Thanksgiving weekend, and you have seen videos, and you named 3 different instances where there were fights at big events, and it's going to continue to happen if we don't ever address it or try to put parameters on what's expected, because you can't expect everybody that shows up to a party to act right, especially when you got alcohol and other things involved. You can't expect everybody to be civil. So you got to know it's at least going to be one that's going to act a fool.
Right.
And so what do you do to combat that? But please go into some of the instances over Thanksgiving weekend where this was prevalent.
Yeah. And it's crazy to have to say starting in succession. Friday, a beautiful event that was put on by 3 of my friends, Myron, Tim Ricketts, and Johnny L. Jones. And the fight that did take place, again, as I know people were saying, well, we can't let that overshadow the things that went on, and it was a beautiful event, and Swift Sloan got an award and a proclamation, and I get it, and we had top class, performer with, Brother Rick Ross, but the minority, and I talk about this a lot, it's minority situations that end up ruining it for the majority, and that's what the fight is all that the majority of people are talking about. That video by the brother who filmed it has over 1 million views. And this is without being put on World Star or any other platform. This is just from his video. And it kind of overshadowed. And I was asking, where is the security? Because in my opinion, it's like, it shouldn't have been able to go on that long. And people could say, well, it was only a little over a minute or whatever the case may be. That's too long. You feel what I'm saying? Because we've seen people get injured. Some people have been shot. Some people, in less time. So, and it appeared that there were just 2 brothers that finally, because I had a problem with that too. Why is everybody out with their phones and not doing anything? And I always talk about that. So were these 2 brothers that did end up breaking it up, were they security? And what are the parameters of what the security guard can or cannot do? Was law enforcement should have been called? Then we go to Saturday.
Before we go to Saturday,
okay,
let's talk about this one real quick. The security at that one, I know they had security, and I know they were present, but I just don't think they responded fast enough. I don't think in that situation that they were, and that's going to be the only thing that people talk about is the response of the security and not being there fast enough. For the fight to have re-up and it initially fought, it was, and the whole issue was about some baby daddy drama. It was 2 women with the same baby daddy, and it was drama, and one sister and then the other sisters jumped in to protect the sister. So it was that, and I just think as soon as it jumped off, you got to jump on that. Because out of fear of this same situation, because you have this event, you have this great event, all these black people dressed up looking beautiful at this event.
At the Baird Center, the same place they had just had the RNC this summer.
And so you want to make it, and this is they had the white party not too long ago,
all-white experience.
and I heard that was great.
Absolutely.
Beautiful people, you know, they all had a great time at that one, and they were doing something similar here.
Yeah, and the parking structure one didn't go as viral as this one went.
Right, and so you have this fight, and this one fight, because of social media, can overshadow everything that takes place and become the topic of discussion. And then and the security just got to jump on that, because the fact that I can watch a minute and 2 minutes worth of fighting,
that's where I'm going,
and nobody is breaking it up fast enough.
That's a problem.
And especially in big surroundings and environments like that, fights can escalate so quickly. It could come from it could go from just two people fighting to you accidentally hit me and I'm gonna hit you back, and then now you got 4 people involved, and then like, wait a minute, you ain't supposed to do that, and then you got your friend. So that is the most disappointing thing for me, is when you have promoters that are trying to do something and bring stuff to this city that has never been done before. And I mean, you're bringing Rick Ross, you're bringing Tweet,
especially to that magnitude.
Yes, you know what I mean? and everything can be put in jeopardy just because somebody is into it with a baby daddy. I mean, because what happens the next time when those 3 brothers go to the Baird Center and say, hey, we want to do this next year? And be like, we kind of saw that video, right? That you know,
right? But
we ain't doing that.
I think I've seen some information from them, because, of course, you know that they immediately had to have that meeting. I have yet to be able to talk to them, but it does appear that the Baird Center, in their statement, their official statement, were saying that they're not going to stop people being able to have, you know, mature events there, which is a great thing, because again,
because they could have easily said,
absolutely,
we ain't doing this no more.
So
that's a good thing.
For that, I do anticipate
raise the limit of insurance that they would have to get.
That kind of stuff is probably going to happen.
So now you got to get the insurances are crazy, and you can't even afford it off of a baby mama, baby daddy drama, because he was involved in it. He spit on the girl and
punched her.
And then punched her.
Oh my
God! Just off of that alone, it shouldn't have even been security. Black men should have stepped in and said, hold on, brother, you're not finna hit this sister.
You can't do that.
I've done that just driving down the street. You're not finna put your hands on this woman.
Too.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what
but it don't require that.
It don't require that. So you need to relax. I'm not putting my hands on you. But you're not finna put your hands on her.
Right.
And then as a community, we should have stepped in. But also as security, they got to jump on that quick.
Absolutely.
And they got to have that. And I'm not saying they didn't, because I know security was there, and I know they did their thing, eventually breaking it up. But
so what was that actual security there, or were those just 2 brothers that?
Security was there. If you watch the video, some of them brothers are security. They dressed. You see them and they black, and some of them are security.
Well, then I got another issue then, because they were there while it was happening. Then the ones that I saw breaking it up finally, they had been there while everybody had their phones up in the air.
That's all I'm saying.
So that is a problem. That is a problem, because if you are, then we shouldn't have saw. Booty meat and everything else. You get what I'm saying? They definitely need to get that carpet clean, because it was all kind of unnecessary juice on that carpet.
A lot of booty juice, a lot of BJ.
You know what I'm saying?
And listen, the fact that we have to have this discussion about something that took place when there was so many events. Like I said, we had our event this past Friday.
Absolutely.
We had the comedy show Saturday with D-Rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had the Black Experience on Friday. All these great events. It was a great weekend for Black Milwaukee. It was an excellent weekend.
The AKAs was in town.
Yes. They had their thing on Saturday for the Cotillion reunion and stuff. Like, my daughter went through Cotillion, all that stuff. It was a great weekend for Black Milwaukee, but this 2 minutes.
It takes it down. I mean, it's the same thing of what happened a couple of years ago at Juneteenth. Great celebration.
Absolutely.
This was after the fact, and then what you hear on the news? There was a shooting down at the Juneteenth celebration, and it was like, no, that happened way after. But
absolutely, and then that becomes
it becomes the story.
And that's the same. Like we were talking about the Walgreens stuff, how the narrative becomes the popular thought, and then now they can make decisions based upon this narrative that they've created. created. Now they can make decisions based upon this narrative that they've created. So
there you go.
It not only hurts. Shout out to my brother Tim Ricketts. It not only hurts them, but it hurts us when we want to throw shows.
Absolutely.
Because now it's like, well, I heard this happens and that happens.
Yeah. And that was supposed to be elegant. And
it was.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it was. And like I say, so there I would definitely have a serious conversation of whoever provided the security. And I know the center may have had theirs, and I'm sure that they had to hire theirs as well. But then we go into Saturday. Bar 107.
Yeah. But here it is. Before we step aside for a break, Double R hit us up on our YouTube message board, and this is something to consider. And you said, Dame, that people should step in and say, hey, you're not about to hit this sister. But Double R says, I know people who've been killed from trying to break up fights.
And
so you
does
do
that
have
stop
to.
Us? No,
yeah,
no, and I understand that, and I deal with these subjects a lot because I really come to the aid of how a lot of men are not protecting our women. If we ask a poll question and ask the women in our community, how many of them feel protected and safe by the black men in the community, you're going to start crying.
Wow.
Because they're going to tell you they don't feel safe. They don't feel protected.
I agree with that.
Men would rather end up filming them, and on the live, you hear them talking about, man, if that was my sister, if that was my mama.
Right, but that is somebody's sister.
That's all I'm saying, man. And I'm
great points. Great points.
That brother spit in that woman's face, from what I've been told.
Right.
Wow.
Spit in that woman's face and smacked
and then punch her. Yeah.
And so at no point is nobody going to say,
that's crazy.
Hey, brother, I ain't got no problem with you. You not finna do that.
But what you not going to do.
Hey,
right.
I know what I'm saying. I'm all for it. I was just,
And you in this secure, so they ain't nobody got no guns in here. They done went through they security check.
Absolutely.
So you only got to worry about that.
And that's where I'm going with, like, what is that role? You know, what role is it called police right away? Because in the 3 brawls that I saw that took place, and I'll just say, well, I guess it was kind of a brawl first, but I'm saying at Bar 107, it was a brawl. At Bar Louis, the following day, it was a brawl. And the sad thing about it for me was all of the individuals, especially when I saw Bar Louis, it was going down, and I went and saw the videos. I was like, okay, please, be some white people. Be some white people. It's at Bar Louis. It was us. It was people that looked like us. And it was like, what is the common denominator in some of these situations? No, it's not only just us that do it, but in all of those instances, who was it that made it appear that all of the negative connotations that come along with it, the stereotypes that come along with it, who was the star of all of these fight videos?
Yeah, well, Homer, you bring up a great point and brings us to takes us in another direction, because it talks about the protection of womanhood. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's not that if you know her or if that has to be related, but do you care that women are protected, especially against a man who spat and slapped or punched you in the face, which is, never condoning that. But Double R hit us back, Dame, and said, I'm supposed to put my life on the line for people who don't even say thank you when you hold the door for them?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'd say yes, too.
And then he also...
Because it ain't everybody.
And he also, Double R says, I'm protecting what's mine rather than going on a shirt for a woman who would eventually go back with him.
We got that's the issue that we do, and we have to understand. Like, I have been in the car with my daughters and seen 2 girls about to fight in the middle of Atkinson, 29th and Atkinson, my old neighborhood where I grew up at. I will see them; they're about to fight. I have stopped the car, pulled over. My daughter's in the backseat. They got hammers about to fight. I jump in and be like, "This is not the way that you want to end your life. This is not the way you want to go to jail. This is not the things you want to do." You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And as a community, if we are the leaders of our community and we are the ones that are supposed to be taking us to the next level, those are the things you have to do. Now, if you want to say, I'm not that person and I'm not a leader, then fine. Step to the back.
Yeah.
Right. Let somebody else that is going to be a leader, somebody that is going to do something big, let them step up and be in that position to handle that. But get out the way. Don't stand there and videotape somebody. Go get somebody that's going to handle that situation in the correct way.
I saved a woman's life that the aggressor was her husband, and he had a gun out.
Wow.
And I protected her. I didn't expect for the police department to honor me with an award or whatever. I just knew that this woman's life was in danger, and I was in a position to try to get her away from what would have been a murder-suicide.
Because community is based upon protecting community. And you can't say, I'm just going to protect. And I agree. I hear what Double R is saying. I'm going to protect mine, of course. But that's yours, too. So, that baby over there is yours too, because we community. Right. So I'm not gonna let somebody I'm not gonna let nobody smack up my daughter, just like I'm not gonna let somebody smack up your daughter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna keep this conversation going on the other side of the break. The caller, I saw you. If you had a comment about the Black affair, hit us back up, 833-212-1017. And again, you can always stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. More Truth Be Told with Telly after this.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's almost Christmas, and Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive event is this Saturday in Grafton.
Come enjoy the holidays with us and WTMJ as we collect toys for families in need this season.
There will be musical performances and a fun tribute for those Zech County first responders.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Help us make a difference this Christmas. Visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
See you this Saturday in Grafton.
I'm Al Keith, CEO of Milwaukee College Prep. This Giving Tuesday helps shape the future of Milwaukee's youth. At MCP, we believe every child deserves access to a high-quality education, one that unlocks their potential, empowers their dreams, and creates leaders for tomorrow. Your donation supports the tools, resources, and opportunities that make this success possible. Join us in creating brighter futures for Milwaukee's youth by donating today. Visit mkeprep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/the reason to get started.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Your family history of prostate cancer increases the risk for all the men in your family. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Prostate cancer is most treatable when it's detected early. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
Southbound 43, going to be slow from Hampton all the way down to Locust, and more delays on through the Marquette. Got an accident on 794 eastbound right about at 2nd Street. It is off on the right shoulder. Eastbound 94 backing up from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th. Also delays coming northbound on 4394 from the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 33. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Evening flurries to the north, getting windy, a low of 27. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
You are listening listening to Truth Be Told with Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Truth Be Told with Telly. We've been discussing the security measures and the things that have taken place or took place over the Thanksgiving weekend. There were several events, like Dame said before the break, for Black Milwaukee over Thanksgiving weekend. It was a festival. There were, if you were bored, there was something wrong with you, because there were events for everybody. But the problem ended up being, in some of those events, there were fights that took place. And it's not just, okay, it's a fight, it happened, and thank God, you know, no one was hurt seriously. There are long-term repercussions that you all were talking about during the break, and you should really share with Truth Nation, because, again, you have these three brothers that have proven that they can throw safe, good parties for mature audiences, but it's always that one time where if something happens, then it's going to always be labeled that way. And with this fight that took place at the All Black Affair experience, what we know is the fact that this video has gone viral. And Dame, as we said right before we came back from break, if there's already been over 1 million views, I'm sure at least a few of them might have something to do or some connection with the Baird Center, and they are going to probably take more precautions the next time.
Right. And you got to think about it in this totality. That's the little snippet we saw. They got the full high definition of everything that took place, and they can watch it from when it started to the time that it ended. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they ain't got just a little, you know, I'm not a photographer, I just had my phone up. They got the surveillance of the whole premises.
And what that does is, and for all of us that do throw events and have events, and like these brothers been doing this stuff for years and never had nothing.
Right.
And even if they did have something like this, it wasn't to this level.
Correct.
And they were stepping it up, going from raising the bar in this situation. So they were expanding their pool of people that were coming out, and in doing that, you get an element that sometimes you're gonna act like this. You know what I mean?
Right,
Unfortunately,
right.
And that's just how it goes. That we shouldn't be held to a ceiling, scared of moving forward because of the bad side of us. That shouldn't be what happens.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's the case. All I'm saying is, like you said, it was a great weekend, and even the experience, the black experience, was great. The Black Elephant on Black Friday, great.
Right.
D-Rock show, great. But all that people are gonna remember is this 2 minutes, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have, like you said, it gets 1 million views. And unless we tell the totality of the story, and I'm like, we on Black Radio, we telling the totality of the story that it was a great party from what I've heard, and people had a good time. But
you know what
you ain't gonna get this.
You ain't gonna get
this anywhere else. Yes.
Right. You ain't gonna get this on social media when they only showing a 2-minute clip and they're not showing the whole party.
Right.
And so, like we were saying, is that those Baird people on the board will use this as a reason to now, anytime somebody wants to do something urban, I'm doing quotation marks if you don't see me, urban or whatever, or their insurance is going to go, they're going to have to provide an insurance bond in the millions and millions of dollars just to even step through the door, which makes and they do throw up these hurdles and say, oh yeah, they can say, yeah, we still going to do these parties, but they ain't saying on the fine print, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and the contract may end up being like a big old
and so it's not even making it makes it not even profitable to do it no more.
Party tariffs. That's what they gonna do.
And it's not like that hasn't been the case. It's not like we've been doing parties and throwing shows since 2000. You know what I mean? And so it's not, that's not even It's not like that's not the case. We had to fight to get into doing hip-hop shows in some of these clubs on the east side. And we had to fight to get into doing hip-hop shows at used to be Martini Mike's, the Velvet Room, stuff like that. We had to fight to get in these places so that we could get to the point where we can be in the Bears Center. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then somebody comes and just messes it up.
Right. Even at the Cooperage. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
like
at
for
the
us to be able to have events and reasonably rental fees. You feel what I'm saying? To where you can not try to kill the consumer and the fans that are coming out to see the Black Elephant reunion.
And that's why when people act like this in certain situations, they have to understand the ramifications of what they're doing and control their emotions. And understand.
Get into it at Walmart. Don't wait till the all black experience where you didn't. Hey, right, you done paid money, paid good money,
paid a lot of
to
money.
be up in there dressed up to only fight. The caller, thanks for calling back. You on Truth Be Told with Telly. Good morning.
Hey, brothers. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. And I always go back to home to, date myself. Back in the day, fellas, we had this place called the Palace where they had security on.
Yes, sir.
And to Homer's point, they didn't, and these were kids and teenage kids with a lot of energy. When gangs first started here in Milwaukee, and they would break up a fight before it would get started, right, Home?
Yes, sir. No lies detected.
So that's the kind of security that I guess is needed for, unfortunately, adults who I guess are supposed to be 25 and older who didn't experience being able to slip in the club even at 17 and get in Sunnies because you knew how to act. If you remember that, Home?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
But with this particular fight, I just want to say, with the video I saw, it looks like the husband, which I heard this gentleman was this lady's husband, who was actually more so the victim, could have stopped the fight himself.
He probably could have.
Yeah.
And there are some other things that I've heard that are on social media that you guys probably can't speak to, that they are a married couple and the baby mama did approach them, and that this lady who wound up being the victim of the two young ladies was trying not to fight and was forced into that situation, and is a great co-parent to her stepdaughter who it seems like a woman scorned who lost a good man, but a man who doesn't react fast enough.
Yeah, I don't believe he was married.
From what I heard, he's a good dad, but he was called names.
Yeah, but I don't believe.
I don't think he was married. That's the first I heard.
But on top of that, and thank you, the caller. We appreciate you calling back and chiming in. And we're going to step aside for our final break. But before we do, when you really think about, where this is Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And we are talking about a fight where we should have been talking about, man, did y'all see how Rick Ross performed? Did y'all see this? And, man, it was a bunch of beautiful black people. But,
did y'all see Black Elephant come back together after 20 years?
That's right.
Like that, yeah.
But we're talking about something that is between two people that's their business. But they want to make it everybody's business when you decide to fight in a public party. When we come back, we will have our Truth of the Matter. Keep it locked right here on Truth Be Told with Telly.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Horizon League Conference play has arrived. On Thursday night, the Milwaukee Panthers host conference foe, the Cleveland State Vikings.
8 seconds, Folks. Screen Pippa White, 5. Corner left, Lovelace with 4. Johnny drives with 2. With 1, puts up a spinner, and he gets the bounce. Panthers by 1. 5 seconds left in the half.
Scott Warris has the coverage Thursday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Adrian Dunn's Wonderful, a soulful celebration, comes to the Bradley Symphony Center for one night only on December 7th. Get your tickets now to experience lots of your favorite seasonal music the gospel way. Emmy Award-nominated composer and conductor Adrian Dunn leads the Adrian Dunn Singers and the Rise Orchestra in a festive mix of soulful arrangements that are sure to fill you with hope and peace. drums, guitars, tambourines, and plenty of hallelujahs. This festive concert promises to take the entire audience to church and beyond. Adrian Dunn's Wonderful, a soulful celebration runs December 7th only. For tickets and more information, visit mso.org or call 414-291-7605.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Busy commute? Surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash. In just 3 minutes, your car will look fresh and ready to get back on the road. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with state-of-the-art tunnels, free vacuums, mat cleaners, and complimentary detailing supplies. Visit any of their 5 convenient locations in the greater Milwaukee area. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Get your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com.
Truth Be Told with Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All right, Truth Nation, it's that time, and that is the time of Truth of the Matter, where we give our takeaways from some of the topics we have discussed throughout the show. This has been a great show. We appreciate the engagement. You can always hit us up every day, 833-212-1017. You can stream every single show and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. We're going to start with the legendary Homer Blow. Homer, what is your truth of the matter?
Man, we have to really define what roles that security has as it relates to being able to intervene in these situations. When do they call the police? What is the timing factor? Because it appears to let it explode to a level that it shouldn't even get to. And then by the time you know it, somebody's shot or there's a homicide that can happen. Also, with the Walgreens and the businesses in our community that are picking up and saying, we out of here, again, we have to talk to our relatives, our friends that we know are out here doing some of this kind of stuff and let them know, like, look, man, you killing us. You love your grandma. You love Nana. You know what I'm saying? You love Papa. He can't get his medicine now because these places are closing down. So you literally killing us by your behavior. So, and if you don't change, we're going to be in the same damn situation.
Yes, sir. Great.
That's my truth of the matter.
Thank you for that. Great truth of the matter. Dame, what is your truth of the matter?
My truth of the matter is along the same lines as Homer. And when you look at the totality of what we discussed today, when we talk about the Walgreens closing and them saying the criminality issues have affected them in closing, when even though that whether that's true or not, there is some criminality issues that we've discussed. And so we've again allowed ourselves to put ourselves in that boat where we can be thrown into the depths of whatever it is, and they can say whatever they want and create these hurdles for us and say, hey, but look at this. And the same thing with the parties and the security and whatnot. We as party goers have to do better and understand that these people are, and as a party event thrower myself, we are going out on a limb when we're doing this and we're providing this service for you. So when you come to this party, respect that and understand what they want to be able to say about us, and don't give them the paperwork and whatever to say that about us. So the truth of the matter is, we as black people always got to do better. We can't always blame them. We got to do better sometimes.
Man, oh man, why at the very end you got to take what I was going to say?
bad.
But no, that is that man. But you said it so well. But my truth of the matter is exactly that. You have to really, really take into consideration the A word. Accountability. We can't just sit there and say, oh, they are doing this, they are doing that, because guess what? If you give them a reason to not close the store down, what corporation is going to see a thriving business and say, you know what, we're gonna shut that down? But if they come in and see that there's a lot of shoplifting, everything has to be locked down, and we're not making any profits, and we're doing all of this still, then yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm going to make more money. And when you know better, you do better. And here's the thing, we know better. That's not even an excuse. We just got to start doing better. You know better than to go to a party and get into it with your baby mama or your baby daddy. Like, you know better. That's not the place or the time to do that. And again, we know what is going on in these communities and these Walgreens, and we play a part in that. If we were going in there patronizing like everybody else, then it wouldn't be a situation where they want to take it away. But great show again, both Homer and Dane. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Truth Nation, we really appreciate your engagement. Again, you can always stream and watch us live. Don't miss a single show. So, Lord willing, we'll do it again tomorrow, same time, same channel. Up next is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Peace out.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube, right